Good day, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future. Trade in all our videos for educational purpose only. We're not your financial advisor. Whatever you do, it is at your own risk. We're not responsible for your trade. Very important, if we look at the market analyzer, there is a NASDAQ and it's fixing to go long. Be careful. The NASDAQ is fixing to go long, and the ES, once he crossed the 4775, is gonna go long. So before you start, we have auto trades taken in ES, but I'm keeping my eye on it. I have the NASDAQ already fired long trade, and all my NASDAQ start firing long trade, and you gotta be really careful how you play in this, because the ES, once he breaks the 4775 and start to climb into those level here, you're gonna have a buy signal on the ES. So be careful if you are short on the ES, whatever auto trade you are using. We have our ES also going long. We have a few start going long, and you gotta keep your eye on this. From the market going from short to long. So this is it is, if we notice also there is a buyers when the chart blinks, that means there is people are buying long. And then you have the buyers over the sellers with a 6 different time frame, and the momentum start changing to the positive. So you got to be careful with your trades on the ES. Don't let it fool you. Don't let this market fool you. Many news coming in those next couple days. A lot of traders sitting a little bit nervous, but hopefully we are going to be okay. I don't want to go through a lot of details at this moment. We will monitor this market carefully, and anytime, especially our members, when you start in the morning, when you see there is 3 signals sell on the NASDAQ, 3 signals sell on the YM, that means you can go ahead and auto trade and probably prefer to go short. When you open the Ninja Trader in the morning and you see one of the instruments, NASDAQ, YM, or ES, go in the opposite direction, there is a confliction in the market, and then God knows what we are going to happen. As an example, sometimes the NASDAQ, like now, the situation going long, but it's not a happy long, because the problem is the ES is still in the short trade, and the NASDAQ is facing a lot of resistance, especially when you see a double resistance. That means that trade is not going to be at this moment, it's not promising to make money for you. You need to snap out of this crap talk about templates and changing time frame. It's not going to change the fact that NASDAQ having a problem on a double resistance, and there is another resistance below that, and that could halt the market for a while until we see the ES crossing those double moving fibs, and then crossing. This is the line where below the 4780 is short, above that 4780 it is the long. So it is, as long as the ES is not going in the same direction of the NASDAQ, that means that trade, there is a good potential for, even if you are in a position and you're taking a trade, you're gonna keep your eye on it, because technically, if this market go below this number 166.84, that means we are on a short again. So in this condition, you have an auto trade taking a trade long NASDAQ, but does not mean you need to keep your eyes off of it. You need to watch it like a hog. Despite when somebody say, I don't have time to look at the market. Well, you don't have time to look at the market. you should not complain about any results, because you are totally blind in the market. And as we see here, the situation between the Nasdaq and the YM, the ES has not fired a long signal. The Nasdaq wanted to climb, but has heavy resistance. And the ES is not helping going in the same direction. This fight between the ES and Nasdaq, now in the much older days, a few years ago, the YM and the Nasdaq followed the ES blindly. But right now, it's a different story in 2024. As you see what we are talking about, the Nasdaq got his own mind, got his own personality. And on that trade here, we have 1,100. I'm monitoring this. I'm going to close this position. I'm taking a profit off this and leaving it. Of course, you can use a trailing stop on any auto trade we have, or you can use stop loss, anything you want you can do, or you let the auto trade to close that trade if the market change direction. You can do. As an example, the YM and the CL is not based on the trailing stop. It is based on just a break even, and then when the market turn around and change it in the direction, the auto trade will close that position. You can do that. And now, as we see, it's exactly what happened. And now the auto trade start taking a long trade again, and I'm gonna keep my eye on this one here. The auto trade start taking the trade and is trying to climb again and trying to retest the 167. And now here it is. Look at this. It's coming right on the clock with it. And what you do if you really want to increase your profit is not by changing a stupid template or changing a dishwasher called Autotrade. What you need to do, you need to keep your eye on the Nasdaq and ES to understand what's going on in the market, and then you can make a decision to take some profit off and override the auto trade. And this is the in conjunction with a human and auto trade, you take your emotions away and you manage the auto trade. This is the best performance you can get. Not to change in a stupid template, time frame. It's not going to change the story in the market. And as we see right now, this Nasdaq took another trade and is already, we took 1,000, I don't know, 1,300, 1,500, and then on the pullback, the auto trade took another trade and climbing again. And I'm keeping my eye on it because there is a resistance on 16,700. It is very important to make a decision on that trade if this market able to break the 16,700 or is gonna struggle on that. If he's struggling on this resistance, I'm closing that trade with $1,000. How we know if this resistance line going to hold or not? By looking at the pressure, the momentum in the market. Then you can immediately analyze what's going on in the market, and then what you do, yes, is going to cross it, and maybe it will have the same problem on the 16,700. I don't believe in double support, double resistance, but as you see, this line here has been holding very well. It's been holding at 9:36. It's been holding at 10 o'clock, and now is trying to retest the 16,700 level to see if we are able to cross it. Even if he cross it, the Nasdaq, and you are auto traded, irrelevant what kind of auto trade you are using, we have a bigger problem waiting on us on 16,700 because there is a double resistance. So now on the second trade, the Nasdaq, now we went over 3,000 and we overwrite the auto trade and close position, taking some profit. And now, as you see, the Nasdaq, the biggest problem he's gonna have at this moment is the 16,700. In case if the Nasdaq fell, I will also override this trade and close that trade and let the auto trade decide on the next movement. As we see in the same time right now, the Nasdaq and the ES going in parallel together, and now it is a key point at this double resistance, and it is really desperately we need to see the ES crossing this line here called 4,780. If this two pass those bumper, this bridge right in front of them, that means you can go on a full throttle with auto trading, and it is going to be making money irrelevant where this auto trade coming from. I hope you're not using stupid ATRs or MACDs or some stupid moving average. So here it is, and as we see, this is another thing. I don't need to look at the chart with the YM, but if we look at the condition of this market, indicating this YM is going to follow the ES. Always your ES, it is your flashlight, your oxygen to the whole market. The ES is the best signal in the house to highlight whether you are even trading a few stocks. The ES, Nasdaq, when you look at them, can determine where this market going. And as we see right now, we have a couple thousand. We were a little bit over 3,000 on the short side. What I'm gonna do to this one here, I'm gonna go ahead and close position, and here it is. It is done, easy, one trade, take a profit, 2,575. I don't want to deal with it anymore. It's finished. So this is the YM is out of the way. It's finished in one trade. And here is what I'm talking about. This resistance here, it is a problem. And if the ES across it, this means the Nasdaq for this morning session can be potentially going all the way, maybe to the dead zone right there, somewhere around 16,700. And as we see, the momentum start getting stronger. The buyers is way over the sellers. And as we see, there is buyers on the ES trying to cross the last bridge, the 47.79 and the 47.80. Once we cross this, Nasdaq will fly to the long side. And as we see now, it's waiting the Nasdaq on the ES, because no matter how much the Nasdaq move, when there is a key point on the ES, the Nasdaq is going to hold his movement until this ES cross it. Always. There is many other stories, but when the ES has to cross a key point, Nasdaq stops. Remember that. I don't care what a guy cannot trade a paperback, he's going to open his mouth. This is the fact. So if this ES crossing those numbers as we're talking about, the Nasdaq is going to fly to the upper side, and probably this is your best trade for today. Here it is. We did close the earlier trade with, I don't know, somewhere around 1,500, and there we go. We closed it, and then the auto trade took the long trade, and here it is, 3,000 plus 1,500. That's 4,500. Once you know how to read the market, we don't need to use our emotion to trade the market. But once you know how to read the market, you can be manager on your money and on your auto trade. As we see right now, look how they work together. If we see the ES is trying to penetrate this 47.79 and the Nasdaq sitting 3 bars on a standby right there on 16,734, and is waiting on a standby, and then it's a matter of time, because right now everything start looking good. We still have the 30 minutes a little bit in red, the 30 minutes chart, but we are waiting on Mr. 007 here, the ES, to cross this 47.80, and that can give us more profit on the Nasdaq. However, if this ES not able to break it, you're gonna see your money on the Nasdaq start shrinking from 3,000 to 2,000. So it is also good calculation for a trader not to close the trade sometimes and jump in a trade after 5 minutes. If he's happy with the results on the Nasdaq for today, he got his own bread, close it, turn around, close your computer, and go get something useful in your life. Don't sit miserably behind a computer and let the devil play with your head. Remember, you're in Las Vegas here, and you cannot win every shuffle. You cannot win every card. You cannot win all night long. So, here it is right now, the decision to be made if you want to close position or you let the auto trade make a decision. Like the CL made a decision to close the trade itself without a trailing stop, and this is very good chunk of money. And if the market wanna go down, the CL will take a short again, and if the market wanna go up, the auto trade will take a long. As we see here, this is the last battle we are fighting with, is the 47, and now we have 2 buy signals, and it is a matter of time before the YM also turn into the buy signal. And now here it is. Once this ES crossed that line, the Nasdaq is start flying. So as we see the results on the market analyzer, based on one contract 780, and we just got a new signal now, is already in the profit, 10 ticks, and here it is, the market analyzer automated trade already took a trade and is already based on 2 contract here, and the market analyzer is based on 1 contract. And what it does, now we have a little bumper here at 47.81, which we're gonna cross it, and then the target is 47.90. As simple as that. So we're gonna keep it here, and we see and monitor what's going on in the market. And here it is. We crossed all the problems, and then the system indicate immediately for you where is your morning target on the ES. It is 47.90. You don't have to draw lines. You don't have to do calculation. It is a free space. There is no problems to climb all the way to the 47.90 at this moment. So this is one-way direction, and it is, we got out of this little confusion in the market for a few minutes, and now we are on a full throttle with a long trade. Now, no matter what you're doing, no matter what kind of auto trade you are trading, you are in the money. It doesn't matter if this auto trade from us or somebody else, you are in the money. Let me show you after we close the YM trade, and look, I override and look how the YM is going to the long side. So we closed it perfectly. We override because we predicted not from the chart, from the ES. The ES give us the prediction to close those short trades and get ready for a long trade. And here it is, the market climbing, perfect movement, and everything working like Rolex. Everything is working like Rolex. It is clear. There is no hidden movement. There is no tricks. And we are climbing for this morning session, and it will be 47.90. And while we are going, we keep our eye on it if there's any surprises, because the market is full of surprises. And we will see if there's anything seriously happen on the way to the target 47.90. And here it is. And it's a perfect trade, perfect market. And yesterday on the webinars, we sent you some of the templates, and I can see how well those templates we have sent you. This is one of the templates we have sent yesterday, and it is doing extremely good. And we sent it to you yesterday. And this is another template we sent yesterday to all our traders, and it is a scalping Nasdaq Here it is scalping the Nasdaq. It's been really killing it. And on the scalping the Nasdaq, I'm using a trailing stop. You can see the trailing stop, and here it is. It's climbing right on time with everything, and it is doing extremely well. We can put it right there, and so you can use a trailing stop if you want to, or if you want to, you can. And here is the template from yesterday we provided, and we can see they're about to hit those targets, and then there is 3 more to go, and is about to close some of those trades. I'll let it go for 47.86. There is 2 trades at this level, and let's look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq already hit the target, and also there is some nice indication that indicating there is a reversal. Those reversal, they do not repaint, but it's a kind of warning. Sometimes when those reversal appear, that means you have to keep your eye. It can be there is a trend exhaustion somewhere. So if we look at the indicators at the bottom, the BBT signal is up, coming from this area here, and there is firing a lot of reversal in this area here. So I'm watching it, and then we will look at the momentum start getting weaker on the ES after it fired that signal. Let me look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is holding above the support area on 16,700 and is holding, has been confirmed. So hopefully we'll stay above the 16,700. And as long as this Nasdaq above the 16,700, I'm gonna hold my trade. I'm not gonna overwrite the auto trade. And if this market go below that line, then probably I will go ahead and force close that trade. So this is really important for me. The ES, I don't like this red dot in there. I really don't like it. It makes me nervous, but we will see if the ES able to, I hope he's not going to pull back. If the market pull back, does not mean you have a short trade. You have a very good entry at 47.79. If you are financially well, you want to take 2 contracts. You don't take 2 contracts on 47.79. No, you don't do that. You take 1 trade here as a re-entry, and then the next re-entry is 47.76. In case if something happened or the market change, it's much easier to exit out of those 2 trades. You never put all your eggs in one basket and take a trade. Always try to average the price when you are, if you are a manual trader, which hardly there is not that many manual trading, sad, but that's fact. There is not much manual traders left, only the older guys, old dogs like me. But here it is the re-entry 47.79, and here is the re-entry 47.76. So if you are, let's say, on 2 mini micro account, you can take a little bit here and a little bit there, depends on your financial situation. We're not your financial advisor, we're just sharing what we are looking at. And this reversal did not like, seeing it on the way to the 47.90, and I don't like this red dot. It will be much better when it turns to green again, indicating we have a good momentum. So we have a little bit nasty trend. It's not very strong on the ES, but on the Nasdaq also now we start getting this red, but it's climbing eventually to the 16,700, and here it is. And those 2 charts It is in your template from yesterday, and we send you two different templates on the NASDAQ, and here is the second template on the NASDAQ, and also is on 4 minutes and is already made 820 on the previous trade, and now it has 2,500, so already crossed the 3,000, so this is the second one we have sent you also yesterday in the webinar. Let's go back on the ES. I really would like to see this ES stay above the 47.82, and it did go down. You can see what is our target, and we missed by a couple ticks those target. So if you want to, anytime you want to, you can go ahead and close position and take a profit and let the auto trade keep going. You take a profit, what's wrong with it? You take your profit off the table and you let the auto trade. Also, what you can do, because there is no short position at this moment, what you can do, you take a profit. We don't need to do, oh God forbid to say this, you don't have to take a manual trade, but you can direct your auto trade to the long only, because you don't have short, so you can say long only. So you can also direct it, and you can be 100% motions off from your trades. So this is really important. I'm gonna leave this ES as it is. What I'm gonna do with this one here, I'm gonna go ahead and break even. If this market keep going out, the auto trade will readjust the trailing stop to the fib line automatically. You just leave it. After you break even, you leave it. If this market going up, the auto trade will readjust it on the fib. There is no big deal. It does it automatically. So here it is. Let's see if this market on the NASDAQ, the 16,700 not going to hold, and you're out of the market, or you close your trade on an auto trade, you have a we're not your financial advisor, but this is a re-entry, is a robust re-entry, because it's coming on a double support area. If this market fall back, it's going to be a re-entry on 16,718. We give you the numbers by the tick. So this is where the re-entry point. If this market stays above the 16,735, there is no use to close or override your auto trade. You are already $4,000 above, and you just leave it. If the market goes down below this line, then maybe you override the auto trade and you walk away with 3,500. So this is the name of the game. And then we'll see. You know, that's what it is. When I saw this reversal happen, I knew we have a problem. And look what happened when the reversal, it just got flat. You know, there is no movement. And here it is, close position. And we close position on this NASDAQ. And here it is. We take the max per. And then if you wanted to have the taste to take more trade, let's say on this NASDAQ already closed with 2,590, and now we are looking at this market to see what's going on. If this market, this is what I said, this is a re-entry point for the NASDAQ, and look at this. Look. We said it is and look how the market respected this number. Look at this. Look. We told you 5 minutes ago, this is the re-entry. You can rewind the video and see it yourself. And look at it. Look at it. Welcome to trading, folks. Welcome to trading. Knowledge in the market is power. Knowledge in the market can make you money, not stupid template or changing time frame or put it on 15 minutes with 1,000 ticks stop loss on the Nasdaq and 100 ticks on an ES. You don't need an auto trade with 100 tick stop loss on the ES. You need to flip the coin. It's much cheaper. So the market is to start sinking, and we took a profit on the Nasdaq, we took a profit on the YM, we took a profit on the CL, and actually we are done. Actually, we are done for today. And here it is. We called the re-entry for you. We called the re-entry for you on the ES, and here it is. Here it is. And now the market, if we look at the market momentum, the pressure in the market, and you can see it's become like a Christmas tree. You have, I don't want to go through details. Let's go ahead and simplify that. You have green and red everywhere. It's like a Christmas tree. When you see those red and green, and above all this is measuring the buyers and the sellers. They are flat. Measuring the buyers and the sellers, they're almost flat on the Nasdaq. A little bit more the buyers over the seller, and the buyer and the seller indication have 6 different time frame measuring this market, constantly indicating to see where is your balance in the market, and here it is. So at this moment, we call the re-entry on the Nasdaq. We call the re-entry on the ES. It is a perfect re-entry where we call it, but this is not a happy trade. Despite you made profit on it, you need to keep your hand on the mouth, and you need to close your position immediately, because the market start experiencing weakness. When we see the market experiencing weakness, this means the trend is not strong, and then you need to watch your trade like a hawk, and you are ready to take a profit any split second. Any split second, you need to make decision, and you regret later. You make your decision, you take your profit, and then you regret later. Sometimes works to your benefits, and sometimes the market will just turn around to the same. No regret in the market. When you make a decision, make a decision. When you see profit, take a profit. Like yesterday, when we were in the room, and by 11 o'clock, the Nasdaq, the same auto trade yesterday in the room, the member room, hit $12,000 or $13,000 by 11 o'clock yesterday. And when we were talking about it, I said, I don't know how much this Nasdaq will be making today. The difference between yesterday and today on the same chart, on the same template, there is $9,000 different. Between yesterday and today, there is $9,000 different. And as if you notice here, we override the auto trade and we maximize our profit. And now I care less with this Nasdaq going, because it is finished. Also, there is an option you can do if you are in a trade and you close the trade. As an example here, I'll take this one here. It's going south, I'll close the position. And then what you do, because now the market is wishy-washy, God knows where it's going, then you can pause your auto trade. Now the scalper, the one we sent yesterday, made 2,065 and override the auto trade. And probably if I stayed would have made 3,000, but this is not. But when there is a confusion in the market, you can pause your auto trade, grab yourself a cup of coffee, go out of the computer for 5 minutes, do something, and then come back, and then you will find out You find out how the market is moving. If it's out of the volatility, what you do, you say resume, and now the auto trade is ready to take a trade. But this auto trade already, scalping, already hit the 2000 and is very good. And we send those templates also for a micro account as well. So you can use those templates for a micro account or whatever you want to. So at this moment, we are completely out of trades. All our trades has been closed position, and practically we don't have any more trades open, and we are done for today. It's finished. I'm not gonna stop the webinar. We still have 30 minutes. I will, let you. I will watch this market. If I see anything new, I will tell you. But now this market is not worth $1, to be honest with you. Right now, this market is like you're going down the hill with no brake and no steering wheel. It's a matter of time before you hit the wall. It's finished. At this moment, this ES and NASDAQ is unpredictable. There is no reading in the market. Very mixed signals. The buyers equal to the sellers, and the same story here. And the market is like a Christmas tree, red and green. This is not, you let the amateur dive in this big pile of mud and you stay out of it. You stay out of it. So if you do not have any trade on the ES or NASDAQ, please do not make a bet at this moment. It could be dangerous. Your risk is extremely high at this area. Do not say, well, I'm auto trading, this is not going to touch me. It's going to touch you everywhere. This is, whether you are auto trading or manual trading, you're not going to change the rules in the market. You're not going to change the pain in the market at this moment. It's not going to change. So the NASDAQ is climbing, is an empty balloon here, is a hot air balloon, and the ES is struggling. So in those cases, you never know when this bar is going to switch to the short side, as we see right now on the NASDAQ. So this is a very, very unpredicted situation in the market at this moment, and I will not make a bet on a new trade at this moment. We call this trade for you on the re-entry. It was the only trade I had at this moment. The ES, I will not auto trade it, I will not manual trade it, I will not banana trade it. I have nothing to do with the ES at this moment. It is, look at this. In this situation, you don't need an auto trade, and you don't need to have a skill to trade. What you need is just a quarter out of your pocket and flip it, short or long. That's all what you need. It's much cheaper. And on the ES right now, I have no direction. And this is a problem. When the ES has no direction, the other rest of the market has no direction. So despite this hot air balloon coming out of the NASDAQ, I cannot deal with it anymore, because the system on the market analyzer predicted your target 16737. Normally in those areas here, you reverse the market. It is a target and a reversal at the same time. And right now it is above, a few ticks above the target, which every time the target calculate differently. It's not a fixed target like a 20 ticks or 30 ticks or 40 ticks. It depends on the market movement. The system calculate and spit out a target for you. So it's all math. And here it is, as you see, the NASDAQ starts sinking. It's a hot air balloon. and I don't want to deal with it. And as we see, the Nasdaq is waiting on the ES to cross the projection on 47.81. And now we can see the sellers start gaining over the buyers. And here is like a Christmas tree, red and green. There is no indication. The momentum is mixed. Everything is mixed. Everything is a disaster on the ES. I will not trade it. And until we see this ES crossing this projection and close the bar above, and then can give the green light to the Nasdaq and everything, maybe can change the direction on this one here. Don't expect on the Nasdaq to fly a lot. Now look, start changing direction, and the buyers over the sellers. We have two yellow lines here and two yellow lines here is the dead zone. In other words, they calculate your previous highs and lows. It's not overbought, oversold. If the ES cross that line and the market turn around and now it is in sequence to go long, your morning, once this market entered those two yellow lines, it is a place for reversal. Also, you have a fib line in the middle of the yellow line, and it is a perfect place to reverse the market from the top to the bottom. Reversing the market, it is total different education, because if you are not good with a reversal, or you not have the proper education with a reversal, can bite you. Reversal is a different rules from trading with the trend. But with the reversal, you can make much more money than trading with the trend. So when you catch the trade from way up and then the market starts sinking, you can expect many ticks, because you're catching the market from the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the top. And the money is in the reversal if you know what you're doing. But you cannot just decide to take a reversal, because we have an auto trade especially is doing the same thing what I'm explaining. We have an auto trade is just reversal in those conditions, and it needs little more practice and education how you can reverse the market if you want to. And we have an auto trade for reversal, and we also added on the BBT another reversal as well. Is coming within 2-3 weeks. There is a couple new entries coming on the BBT within it's in the oven, we're cooking it. So as we see, the ES is struggling on that line 47.81. There is a sub sitting, and the Nasdaq, as I said, it was a hot air balloon, and here it is a hot air balloon, and it is going back to the 167.33. If the Nasdaq broke that line, you have a re-entry at 16720. This is the re-entry point. Sadly, if you are trading those dummy auto trade ATRs or something like this, your auto trade will fire short, and you are way far from short. It is pullback re-entry long. So you are traded on a different planet. So this is the first bumper as a re-entry. This is your second halt support area to go as a re-entry long. ES is sinking, and as long as this ES sinking, I'm not interested in this market at this moment. Our trades, all of them are closed. We don't have any more trades. We closed the CL, ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, everything. We closed it, and we still have one Nasdaq going up. This is the only chart we have left, and I'll keep my eye on it. If it goes below the 167.33, I will override that NASDAQ. And the rest is finished, close position. There is a new signal on the 30-year Treasury bond short. This is very good. When we get the new signal on the 30-year Treasury bond goes the opposite direction of the ES. And this is very good news when we see the 30-year Treasury bond going down and we have a signal down. That is going to reactivate the ES to the long side. So we are finished everywhere practically. We still have that one chart still open, and we'll see what happened. I'm gonna get quiet a little bit. We're done. We finished all the trades. I don't have any charts open, and we'll see what is the outcome. So this is very good to get the sell signal on the 30-year Treasury bond, because now the ES is going to respond to it. So this is very good news. We'll see. Okay, I cut off the microphone. If I see something good, I will let you know. Thank you. That's why we told you don't get too excited with the Nasdaq, and here it is. And then we got sell signal. In other words, when you see sell signal on your auto trade, we don't need to be genius traders. You just do whatever the chart tells you to do. It's a state of art. What you do, you say close position. The chart told you sell right there. Why you need to fight it? It's calculated and giving it to you the first time, sell, and the second time. The chart, it is a state of art telling you what's going on in the market, and you can respond and take a profit. If you notice, we overwrite today couple 3 chart and we maximize the profit. When a trader works with the market, he gets paid. When a guy is a space out, he thinks is an ATM machine, he will stay where he is for many years. And this is fact. This is not marketing and car salesman and all this crap. You have to remember, no matter do you get excitement with those marketing people, they are car salespeople, and you have to think one day you're gonna be alone behind your computer, make decision with proper education, proper tools, and then you can make decision. Not just buying an auto trade. Is what comes behind the auto trade, the updates, the education, the training. You know, you don't just glue a couple indicator and you say, I have an auto trade and now I'm gonna be rich. This is a very nice fairy tale, guys. Wake up to reality, you know. Now, if we look, there is a spike in the market, want to go up and all this, and I'm not going to get excited over it. Because if we look here, there is nothing indicating this ES going to go anywhere. Not unless there's some kind of news I don't see at this moment. I don't see any news, important news at this moment. But that is it just crap? Look at this. And now you get excited, you take long, and the market starts sinking again. And this is 95% of amateur traders lose money. 95%. They don't read the market. They just ask for a new template. And here it is. Folks, that's all what we have. It was a beautiful day, easy day, very easy day. The market was fair enough to us, give us proper indication, telling us when we are in trouble in the market, when it's tradable, the market. And can you imagine if you were using an ATR auto trade, by this time you went long, you lost, you went long, you lost, and here it is, here it is. Then you have around $500 in losses because you're not reading, you're not looking. And then the system telling you sell, sell 2 times, what else you need? And then the indication now here, still a lot of red. I don't want to go through details on each one of them. And the buyers and the sellers, they are equal with the 6 different time frame. And the market is sinking. Welcome to trading. Folks, it was a beautiful day. Thank you very much for today. If I was you, it's not my business. I'm not your financial advisor. Go early lunch and come back in a couple hours to the market. And maybe the momentum, the direction in the market to change. But don't sit miserably behind the computer for the next hour at this moment, because there is no direction, and maybe the devil will play with your head, and then you're gonna end up with losses. You have to respect the market condition. The first things you need to respect the market. The market is not just a sweet ATM machine. You need to remember that. Well, we all are grown people. We all know what needs to be done. Thank you very much, and God bless everyone. Bye.